Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Homesteading Off the Grid and another morning ramble. I'm going to show you the fog first. This is gorgeous. It's about 20 minutes till 7, the very last day of August 2018, and look at that. I love morning fog like this. I love all the various views I get from up here. Yesterday morning we had a clear day, beautiful bright sunset, and today we have fog because it rained last night. It's just gorgeous. So anyway, I woke up this morning around, 4:30 or so, and I woke up to the sound of laughter. Ha, 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 ha. Laughter coming from the sky through the fog. And I'm like, okay, is that God laughing at me because I've made some plans recently? I hear the laughter and I'm like, well, what is it? Now, backstory. We had some major repairs done on our house yesterday. Some repairs that were long overdue that we just had kind of put off for a while because of the expense with getting them done. What it was we had some major leaks underneath our house, underneath our crawl space, where the pipes come into the house and where they go in up to all the various, the sinks, the toilets. And I'd been getting under there for a while, fixing individual leaks with self-adhesive tape, doing the things I can do, but they were old copper pipes. I guess they were the original. This part of the house was an extension that was put on the original house was built in 1903, and this was from the extension that was put on much time after that. I don't know exactly when, but there were a lot of leaks and it was bad. It was above my pay grade as far as fixing this goes. So we had to put off getting them fixed for a while. I mean, and it was an uncomfortable situation. We would often just turn the breaker box off as the breaker for the well pump so that water wouldn't be coming up through the well and then leaking underneath the house. And then when we needed to shower, do laundry, use toilets, all that stuff, we'd turn on the breaker box, use the water, turn it back off. And folks, that's just what we had to do for a time. But we finally got to where we could get it fixed. We had the guys out yesterday. It was pricey. I'm not going to be specific. but it was pricey. We were able to pay for it without incurring any debt to do it. And they spent quite a while here yesterday, but basically they went in and they cut out all the old pipes because they had so many pinhole leaks throughout the entire system. They put new piping in. They use that new material. It's like some sort of synthetic thing. It's slightly different than PVC. A lot of you guys will know what I'm talking about. But they repiped the entire crawl space. They went up into every outlet where the water went, all the sinks, toilet area, kitchen, hot water tank, everything. It's all brand new. So, again, Dearly sometimes questions the fact that we live in an old house. And I've told her, honey, this house will be standing long after all these new houses fall, because they made this thing back when they made real houses real ways. And she got more confirmation of this because the guy that came and did the quote, inspected all this stuff, and the workers that came and did the repairs kept going on and on about our solid oak beams underneath the house, the solid oak beams this house was built with. And we told them that the house was 115 years old, and they all said this house will still be standing here 115 years from now, and it'll probably look exactly like it does today. So Dearly feels much better about that. So she's like, yeah, feeling good about that. So anyway, we got all this fixed. We got it paid for without going in debt. The breaker box is on full time now, and I took 2 showers yesterday. I always take at least 1 shower a day, but I took a shower last night just because I could, without having to go outside and turn the breaker box on and then turn it off when I was done. But I told Dearly, because we were talking about how relieved we are to now finally have this thing fixed, because it's been put off for a while, and we had to save the money to get it fixed, and we finally got it fixed. And I said, honey, but now just got to be prepared for the next thing. Okay, now that this is behind us, something else is going to come up. And she says, yeah, I know, that's how life is. And so we're prepared for that. So I woke up this morning and I hear laughter. I hear God laughing, and I'm thinking, oh no, what now? We got the pipes fixed. Has a hot water heater blown? What is it now? Well, I get up, I'm having my coffee, If you've been following our channel, if you're one of our faithful lawyer subscribers, thank you. But I bring that up because you'll know that yesterday Daniel was home sick from school. He had a low-grade fever. Well, I hear Daniel coughing. Did you see the fog just cleared? Isn't that amazing? Starting to clear up right around me as I do this video. How neat is that? So, oh, those birds sound beautiful, don't they? So, anyway, I go upstairs. I'm in my office writing. Daniel comes up the stairs, and he's excited to go to school because this is going to embarrass him. But Daniel's got himself a little girlfriend. He's in 2nd grade, and he's got himself a little girlfriend. So while he was home yesterday, he made this cute little heart card out of some pink construction paper and wrote her a little note. And so he's excited to go to school and give her this card now. Well, he comes up, he says he's excited to go to school, and he's coughing and snotty. And then here's this rash right on the front of his abdomen and right on his arm. Daniel has chicken pox. He had the vaccine. He had to have this litany of vaccines in the Philippines before they would allow him to come into the U.S. That's part of immigration, how it works. Even though he was a U.S. citizen by birth, since he was born over there and he had never been in the U.S., he had to go through all these inoculations, as did Dearly. And then, you know, when he got here, oh, well, whatever. I'm not even going to get into this mess. But so he had the chickenpox vaccine. Okay, the school sent home a letter 2 days ago that said there was a kid in his class that had chickenpox. But the kid that had the chickenpox had also had the vaccine for chickenpox, and they were telling about how only, you know, 1 out of 100 million gazillion kids who actually get the vaccine will ever contract chickenpox. That's how reliable it is. And guys, I'm not saying my views one way or another. I know vaccines is a hot topic. I'm keeping my views to myself. I'm just giving you the facts so you make your own decisions. So anyway, the school nurse called yesterday, and that's wonderful. Because we kept him home from school. We sent the email. We love our kids' school. They've got great communication, wonderful people working down there. So the school nurse calls, and I'm assuming it's because she knew Daniel was home from school sick. So I missed her call. I called her back, and then she told me that about the kid that had the chicken pox. This is what to look out for. And I was like, and then she pointed out again, the kid that got it and came to school had, he had gotten the vaccine, or she, I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. I was like, well, how did they get chickenpox then if they've been vaccinated? And she sounded kind of nervous. I said, I'm kidding, I'm being facetious. And I was. And I said, well, okay, Daniel's had the vaccine, so he's not going to get it. Well, he's got chickenpox. Here we are now. So it looks like there might be a slight little epidemic. I'm not going to mention my kid's school for his own safety purposes. You guys get that. But I've told you before, we're in Albemarle County, Virginia. So if you're in Central Virginia, keep your eyes and ears open for chickenpox outbreak, whether your kid has had the vaccine or not. My kid had the vaccine, and he's got chickenpox. This other kid, I don't know if it's a boy or girl, but allegedly, supposedly, they had the vaccine, and they've got chickenpox. So it looks like it's going around. So that was God laughing at my plans. And, you know, I was obviously here being figurative, not literal. I'm not hearing voices, guys. I know a lot of folks think I'm nuts. I guess I am. But I guess today's topic is, because you guys have said it in the comments, I've read it in the comments many times, about what's this saying? Every time I make plans, God laughs. Or when I make plans, God laughs. Here we are, because as you know, if you've been following, tomorrow, as of this recording, is the first UVA Virginia Cavaliers football game, playing the Richmond Spiders there at Scott Stadium in Charlottesville. And just 2 or 3 days ago, I was up here rambling about how we have every right to do the things we enjoy doing that make us happy, and how, by golly gee willikers and by George, this Saturday, me and my beautiful bride and our darling son are going to the UVA Cavaliers football game, and nothing's going to stop us. I mowed the grass shorter than I usually do, so I can't talk myself out of going to the game this Saturday because the grass needs mowed, because the grass isn't going to need mowed because I cut it so short last time doing all these things around here, so I'll have no excuse. We're going to the football game. That's why God was laughing this morning. I just heard God laughing, figuratively, not literally, okay? We know I'm nuts, but I'm not hearing voices. It's just another example of what you guys have said in the comments, and I've heard the expression before. Every time I make plans, God laughs. Well, what's the best thing we can do when God laughs at our plans? What I've found is we can sit back and laugh with him. That's what I'm doing. Here's the benefits. Okay, it's not a good thing that my son has chicken pox. We're going to keep our eyes on him. If the fever gets too high, we're going to the doctor. We're going to make sure. I mean, that is priority numero uno, the only priority we have right now. Okay, so, but for probably a week or so, we're going to kind of be homebound. We're going to be here with Daniel, getting him through the uncomfortableness of chicken pox, the lukewarm showers, cool showers, oatmeal baths if necessary. I'm going to run into town, make sure to get the well, we have all the stuff we need, but I'm going to go in and make sure to get more so that we don't run out in the middle of the night, okay? But I'm not going to dig the 20-foot deep bunker, promise. This is an opportunity. This is more opportunity, another opportunity to spend more time with my son. While he's downstairs with chicken pox, I'll be upstairs writing, which I've gotten back into full force here now. So we won't be going to the game. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of a video I was going to make tomorrow anyway before we went to the game. This game was going to, or this video was going to be called Everything I Know About Cavaliers Football. Here it is, 0. I don't know anything. I can't tell you the names of any of the players. I know how the game is played. I used to be a big sports fanatic, a big sports fan. And this is me. Overcoming my sports addiction was one of the best things I've ever done in my life, because I had no clue how much time, energy, effort, thought, emotion I was wasting as I did in my youth. When I was in college, on Sundays, I would just shut myself up in the apartment or the bedroom, wherever I was, turn on the TV and watch NFL football games all day. In college, I would go to a lot of the games where I'd watch them on Saturdays. My weekends were burned up and wasted watching a sport. And again, there's nothing, again, if you're into sports, nothing wrong with that. I took it to an extreme. I could tell you every player of every position of the teams I followed. I could tell you where they went to college, their major achievements. And there's, again, if you're a sports fan, it's not that there's anything wrong with this, but for me, I took it to the extreme. Once I got past that lifestyle, I mean, I learned a lot about life and myself and my past and all this stuff when I was stuck on an island in Southeast Asia for 6 years with no way out. And I just thought of all the time I spent obsessed with football. And I was like, wow, if I had been reading and writing during those hours instead of doing that, I would have been so much further ahead. But you know what? I don't regret any of it. I don't regret the past. I don't wish to shut the door on it. It's why I appreciate doing things the way I do them today. Now, with this said, why do I go to a UVA college football game at all? Why do I do a couple a year? Because I enjoy the atmosphere. I enjoy doing this activity with my family. I enjoy the weather. Fall's my favorite time of year. There's nothing more fall feeling than being in the stadium, smelling the cool, crisp air, looking for miles and miles and miles on a clear day because there's no humidity to block your view, hearing, you know, the crowd go wild and the announcers on the loudspeaker. It's like nostalgic. That's why I do it. I do it for 2 reasons. Time spent with my family, nostalgia. So we don't get to go on Saturday of this week because Daniel has chicken pox. Well, it's the beginning of the season. There's going to be more games. I'm not going to plan out which one I'm going to go to because God's just going to laugh at me if I do. God's laughing at my plans now. I'm just going to sit back and laugh with him and enjoy other things this weekend. Enjoy being with my wife. Enjoy being with my son here on the homestead. If there's no humidity on Saturday and we get a nice, cool, crisp day, I'm going to enjoy setting up here on the campground, looking out for miles and miles and miles and miles. Now, we're going to keep Daniel away from other people because he's still contagious, but we still might go for our joy rides. We might go for some enjoyable, slow-paced, easy walks just to get out so he doesn't suffer from cabin fever, but nothing that's going to get his heart rate up too much or sweating so that, you know, he becomes uncomfortable. The point of the story is I'm going to be doing that which was most important to me about this upcoming football game anyway, and that is spending time with my family. So when God laughs at the plans we've made, the best thing we can do is sit back and laugh with him. There's no need to get upset. There's no need to say, gosh darn it, why did this happen? You know, it happened because it's life. I mean, that's life. And we can accept it and make the best of it. I mean, guys, in the comment section, give us some ideas of things we can do with our son or that Daniel can do with chickenpox. I'm going to Google it and just figure out what can we do. What are some activities we can do that's not going to affect him so the time can go by a little more or a little less uncomfortably. And that's going to be our focus. So sit here and laugh with God while he laughs at the plans I made. I'm going to laugh with him. I'm going to make the most of it. And so I won't be able to give you any play-by-play action. Not that, you know, we go to these games a lot of times. I don't sit there and hang on every play. I look at the crowd as much as I do the field. I just enjoy it so much. We never end up staying seated where we sit. We usually buy tickets. They're pretty cheap. I mean, as far as football tickets go, I can't remember. I think it's like $30 each, and we get right down close to the field, towards one of the end zones. But we're like maybe 10 or 12 rows up from the field. It's so close. You can see the freckles on the cheerleaders' faces. But we usually end up going to, there's this place called The Hill. It's behind one of the end zones underneath the big scoreboard. And that's where the students usually sit. But we'll sit up there on top of the hill in the grass because we have more space. We walk around the stadium, eat the food, the way overpriced food. It's like an event, and we're going to get to another game later this year. So anyway, that's the message for today. If God's laughing at you and your plans, figure out the best way to sit back and laugh with him. Because it is what it is. Let's just accept it and make the most of it. So I'm going to run into town and get some medicine. Like I said, I've got plenty, but I want to make sure that we don't run out. I'm going to give you another parting shot of the homestead here. The fog's starting to clear. Hope you guys enjoy your day. We'll see you for more next time from Homesteading Off the Grid.